Hey guys, it's Tony. Welcome back to the channel. As always, the name is still Tony Talks Cards. I'm actually at my parents' house today. No one else is here besides me and the dog. Having some work done at our house. I wanted to get away and keep working on my day job, but then found a little break to do a quick video. This won't be planned. I just thought of this idea an hour or so ago. But the idea itself had been in my head for a while and was prompted by a couple of videos, or one video I watched this morning too. So I want to shout out that video, that creator channel, and also one new channel I didn't know about till a couple days ago too. So first off, Doug Sports Collector, I think that's right. I'll tag him in the description or title. Doug seems to be friends with guys like Joe and Mike and Ross, and they just went to a recent card show, I think in Missouri. And I didn't know about Doug and his channel, but saw him tag a bunch of those guys, showed some pickups. I think it was some 1955 Topps doubleheaders, which I had seen but didn't really know much about. So again, I see something I don't know much about. Like a lot of us, I look at eBay, Google. Are they rare? Are they somewhat expensive? Not too expensive? How many were made? How many years were they made? Are there any Cubs or any banks? You know, all the basic things normal people would look for, right, in new sets. So give Doug a shout out too if you haven't already, and check out his channel. But recently I saw a video from JW's Dugout talking about when card collecting gets complicated. And he properly alluded to the fact that, you know, complicated is a relative term. This is all fun and a hobby for us. It's nothing a first world problem would ever amount to. But when it gets complicated, because you have a lot of interest, you know, how do you micro focus on a player or run to get that project done? Do you have like 10 plates spinning in the air at one time, or do you do something in the middle? And yeah, I think we all have that problem, but it made me think about something else I've been thinking about in terms of future card show buys. So I had a great time at the National, bought a handful of cards that were, you know, definitely big cards for most people, and fun to pick up some pre-war tobacco era Cubs cards, 56 Jackie Robinson, and some really cool other older cards that'll fit well with my collection. But a lot of those cards I would not have bought if they had been on eBay, Facebook, whatnot. I bought them because I had the money and I wanted to see them, pick them up, examine them in person. And I thought about that, you know, would I have bought these cards if I had seen them on Facebook? The exact same card, exact same graded card, same certain number, would I have done it? If I had the money, same card, would I have done it? The answer is probably no. You know, pulling bills out of your pocket and giving a dealer, that really feels different than just pushing a few buttons and buying it on your credit card, debit card, or PayPal, or whatever account you use. And these cards are ones that are going to stay in my collection forever. They're guys I wanted to collect. They're beautiful cards. I can look at them, all the corners, the lack of creases, the centering, all that good stuff. And there's a bunch of cards I still have, like a lot of us do, who probably fit that same bill of you can just save up a couple months for or more to buy this card of an old, rare, expensive card. And I think on those cards, I've got a handful of them. I've got a 53 Satchel Paige I want to get, other pre-war tobacco era or Cracker Jack Cubs players I want to get too, other kind of odd type cards too that are more pricey. I think I'm going to take all my eBay save searches off for those cards. Because even if I do find the perfect card, perfect for me in price and centering and all those things I look at, I want to look at it and kind of just examine it. So I think I'm going to call those my card show cards. Cards, you can buy lots of cards at card shows, obviously, but these are cards I only want to buy in person at a card show. And so how does this kind of get back to JW's Dugout, this topic? I want these cards, I'm focused on them, but I want to just kind of defer my focus. Like, cutting off the notifications, the Facebook, the searches, the whatever else. I want them, but they're not going to hit my feed, right, a couple times a week. So I can stay focused on those guys at shows once I have the money saved for them. But in the meantime, you know, how do you focus on everything else? And for me, I've got a lot of wide interest when it comes to things like football, baseball, clearly Ernie Banks, the Cubs, Hall of Famers. You've seen me do some more obscure deep dives into some players and cards that I have at maybe $2, but their story's worth $10 or more than that, right? And I've got a series coming up next week that's going to kick off showing 16 different cards from players with 16 different teams. I alluded to what the topic would be, I think, in the last video I posted, but stay tuned for next Monday or Tuesday that's going to post. It's going to be a big series talking about cards I've picked up kind of behind the scenes, but each of these players has a really unique story that affects not just baseball, but also their team, and in some ways, culturally, it impacted the U.S. and their city as well. Some players are well-known and are cultural, icons of baseball, not just baseball, but even of Americana. Others you may not have even heard of. Looking forward to doing that series. Love the cards, love doing the research on some of these players too, but that's going to keep my interest in those things. But what about all the other stuff I want to be interested in, right? So it's a challenge. I definitely was hyper-focused on my Ernie Banks run this past year and finished that up. But I think for me now, it's almost more about finding stories, and maybe stories that you all know about already or have been told 10 other times on YouTube, but they're new to me. And so finding stories of unique players and how they interacted with other players, how they connect to America, culture, their team, their city, maybe interesting feats that they told their grandkids about, but aren't really talked about beyond them and their families, right? So a lot of those players' cards come pretty cheap. They aren't those card show cards I want to save up for and get in Strongsville next year. They may be in the commons bin at the card show. They may be $5, 50 cents, who knows? But I like finding cards with stories on them, the front or back of the card, and telling those stories and putting them in binders and looking at them and being able to appreciate how that person impacted their city, their team, or more. So stay tuned for that. But definitely give JW's Dugout a shout out, a sub if you haven't already. He was on a couple different collaborations and live streams recently. Got a great, cool collection, nice way of putting together videos and podcasts. Check him out. Also check out, again, Doug Sports Collector 2. He's got, I think, less than 150 subs, but showing off some cool cards, and again, has some pretty cool friends too that we all know about in the hobby. So thanks, Doug, for that video. Look forward to seeing more from you. And like I said, this is kind of a quick response off the cuff, thinking about a couple things, and it's crazy that the National's been like 3 months ago, maybe 10, 11 weeks. I'm booked for Strongsville. I've got a hotel. I hope to be able to go, and that's like 6 months away, give or take, so I've got some time to save up. I may not make the National and Strongsville. It's a lot to kind of go and travel and spend family budget and time away from family when our kids are in high school and competing financial interests and things like that. So probably pick one of those, but if I can, hopefully Strongsville. I haven't been to Strongsville ever. The National is a lot. I love it, but it's a lot to go to once a year, I think. I'm more of an every 2-3 year person if I can. So maybe Strongsville is the one to go to in April. So we'll save up for that, and maybe we'll refine my list of card show cards at that point. Definitely some ones on the list already, but not sure if I'll be able to find them there or the My Right copy will show up. But that's how I'm thinking about saving now, heading into the last few months of the year, holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, New Year, and then Strongsville and card shows will be back in the spring. So happy collecting everybody out there. Hopefully you're picking up some great cards and or saving for some great cards. Thank you all for the comments, the likes, and just thanks for being a great, welcoming community. One more thing. I have alluded to this earlier too. My 1 year on YouTube is going to be in about 10 days, I think. So on or around October 24th, which is about a week from today or tomorrow, whenever you watch this, I'll be doing a 1 year on YouTube video and doing a giveaway. I'm not fully sure on all the details of the giveaway yet, but I want it to be for folks who are subscribers to my channel and make it not a lot of work to be part of the giveaway. I'm not sure what I want to do for it yet. I've got the cards I want to give away, but still thinking about things in my head about what to do. So stay tuned for that. It's been a great 1 year on YouTube. Thank you all again for listening to my comments, my rambling, and stay tuned for that on the 24th, thereabouts. And stay tuned for the kickoff of my new video series on Monday or Tuesday next week. So with that, have a great rest of your Thursday, great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.